Alright, so we're at actually day 11 post-surgery for the Keri one-touch medical prothesis. I meant to do this on day 7 at 1 week, but with work and everything and nothing was going on, whatever, didn't see the point. And for those on the last video asked me a lot about the guitar I had in my hands then. This time I have the 2026 Sire S10. If you've never played it, incredible instrument. And yes, I know that I can't play with one hand, but this is how you do self-motivation. You grab the things that make you want to get better quicker, and I'm a firm believer in it. So, post-surgery. After the first day, as the nerve block wore off and everything, people don't believe me, but I'm telling you, there was zero pain. I have not felt any pain whatsoever. I'm very anti-drug. Truthfully, Vicodin, Oxy, Norcos, anything like that terrify me to death. So I haven't taken any of those. I took Tylenol for about two and a half days, and then wondered why I was taking it because I didn't need it for anything. But you know, I did take that. I am taking. Is it meloxidine? It's an anti-inflammatory, so I guess that makes sense. The only thing I have felt, and the thumb implant somewhere up in this area, is a little bit of like jerking or anything here if I forget that I just got out of surgery and I go to lift something or bend or do that. And it's easy to forget when there's no pain. My feeling is the reason they wrap you up like this instead of just a splint is so that you do remember and don't do something stupid. So there's been a little pulling like that, kind of like if you get a cut and as it's healing you bend wrong and it kind of pulls on it, and that is about it. Realized today I can do this. I haven't been able to do that without a lot of pain for about 2.5 years now. And I can even do it to this finger. It's tough to do to the third one because of the bandage and everything, but you know, I can feel it a little bit pulling back here when I do this, but there's no pain. And if this is the best it gets, I'm going to be very, very happy with the surgery. Things I would warn people on, and I've talked to probably 10 or 11 people who have had it. One person had to have some revision surgeries, but the other 9 have been overly happy. Keri Medical seems to be very particular about what surgeons they authorize to do this. And that seems to make sense because you want to have good outcomes, and they list this as a very technical surgery. So that means you want to have good quality surgeons. So far, no pain. In 3 days I go in, so that'll be 2 weeks post-surgery, and have all this wrap and ace bandage removed. Talking to other people, my guesses are going to give me kind of a splint thing just to wear during the day, during normal activities, you know, just to give it more time to heal. And it would seem like, you know, maybe the bone stuff has to kind of grow in with the implant. And on Wednesday I start physical therapy. From previous experience with physical therapy, that's probably where the pain's going to start. They like to push you a little bit, but I'm looking forward to my first time playing this, so they don't have to push me. I'm going to be in there. I got this 2 days before surgery, so I haven't even strummed it once yet. Couple of things to think of when you're going to have this done. I was trying to plan because I wanted my dominant right hand done first. And I was worried about driving until I realized I'm in an American car, and the way we're set up, I drive left-handed. My right hand is rarely on the steering wheel unless I'm doing like a big turn and kind of going like that. So I got to have my left hand done next. I've got to figure out in between how to drive more right-handed. So that's going to be a challenge. Showering, I bought these like 3-quart Ziploc bags, pulled them up, pulled the thing in, wrapped a trash bag around it, and that's what I did. You will have some things like if you're putting on deodorant on the opposite side and you'll feel it through your hand here. So I end up going and buying some spray stuff. That seemed to work a little bit better. And if you have shirts where they have tight around the wrist, like a long sleeve shirt, putting it in with this thing on was a pain. But overall, so far there has been no issues, and what people are terrified of in surgery is either A, the financial cost, which I get that, B, if you're like me, you're terrified of being put under. But I had the nerve block and light sedation, so I wasn't put all the way down. Had a little help for breathing, and that was about it. Or they're terrified of the after surgery, the pain, the rehabilitation, everything else. And I get that everybody's mileage may vary, but I have had zero pain. So I don't know if it was just so bad beforehand or my surgeon was that good, but I can tell you the most painful part of the entire surgery process was probably the day of, where I couldn't have any coffee or anything to eat, or maybe when the IV went in. After that, literally nothing. If I start to feel a little throbbing or something in the first couple of days, I would just elevate my hand and it would go away in 2 or 3 minutes. So next week I'm looking forward to actually plugging this in, grabbing a pick, and kind of seeing what I can do. I'm guessing I won't be able to do like a fast up and down funk thing for a while, but at least I'll be able to do some strumming and note picking. So that's where we are at 11 days.